Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm going to talk about the SLKR Ultimate Journey Event. So it just started because someone asked me in Discord when the event was alive last month if it can even be completed without the alt, and I said, "Why, yes, it can." So I did 3-star it without the alt. So this is a guide on how to 3-star SLKR's ultimate event without his ult. So I do have his ult, I just didn't use it. So let's jump into the footage. So I'm going to walk you guys through this. I'll pause it at key points just to say what my strategy is. One thing to note is you can stun Ray, so that's going to be a very huge part of this. It's a pretty short fight, so we'll try to walk through it as easily as possible. All right. And one thing is, after we're done with this, I am going to show you the characters, my mods, relic levels, so that you can gauge how to do this, or if you're having some huge varying success with it. I didn't remod, I just used my standard mods that I always have on my first order to do this. So it only took me about 5 minutes to get this done. So it's not hard. I didn't have to wait for like crazy RNG or anything like that. So let's jump into it. All right, so a key note here for what we're looking for. The biggest thing for the 5 minutes that I waited for was for Ray not to use Lifeblood. You want to wait or keep restarting until she just uses basic, because if she uses Lifeblood, she's going to use Lifeblood on Finn over here. And the whole point of what my strategy is to go all in on Finn. So I do stun Ray right off the bat, and then I'm going to go all in on Finn to try to kill him. Some other people, they just try to like swipe everyone down as you keep Ray stunned. The problem with that strategy a lot of time is she's going to ult. Like you can't keep her stun locked long enough with because you just run out of juice. Even with SLKR stun, Cruz stun, like, and these guys passing the turns, it just she'll get to her ult sooner or later. Also, why I'm going with straight for Finn is Finn heals when he does his mass assist, because there's a support on the team. He's gonna heal them. So if you just try to keep Ray stunned, swipe everyone down, then Finn's gonna keep everyone alive, and then eventually Ray will ult. Your team will die. You'll have to ult to kind of like counter her. And if you don't have your ult, that strategy won't work. So that's why I devised this one. All right. So, yep. So she used the basic here. All right, just a counter attack, not a big deal. I'm not using my ult, so I don't really care about like all this ult charge. And as you can see, he just healed everyone up right there, right? So it's super annoying. So I hate Finn. So that's why I go for all in on Finn. But you do have to keep Ray stunned. That's the #1 important thing. If she gets to ult or she uses a whirlwind, you're just gonna die. So as you can see, like, she was really fast too. So, and they take a bunch of turns. That's what makes this annoying, is she's fast. They gain turn meter. So I did get her, I did have to stun her twice. Now she's stunned. I'm going to try to work and take out Finn as fast as possible. All right, so I'm all in on Finn, and then he dies. And at this point, it's still not a foregone conclusion. I did save Cruz ult, and that's what I was saying, that Cruz stun is, she is just really, really fast. So at this point, I did decide to go all in. And then if you notice right there, I used 2 basics. So I used 2 basics while she's stunned because it does triple damage, and the most damage you can do against an enemy with SLKR is his basic. Even if you don't have the Zeta and you can do only 2 hits, that's the most damage. It's not the poke, it's not the swipe. That's how you ramp his damage. He doesn't have to be ramped incredibly hard for this to go, but there's key points where you're trying to like break through and kill Ray, and that's why I did it that way. Is I used the basic, gave him his turn back, and used the basic. If Ray was more like if I didn't think I could kill her there, I would have probably just basics on Hux just to save SLKR his stun so I can use it if I need it. But at that point, I didn't need it. Also, if she wasn't stunned, I would have did it again just to give him the turn to stun her. But at this point, it's pretty much all downhill. The only threat is Finn healing and Ray's ult. At this point, if you're here, they're not going to be able to get through crew like Poe and BB-8. You're just going to be able to kill them really quickly. It's not like the Ultimate event where BB-8 can still solo your team because you have fake SLKR. This guy can handle any of these guys. So at this point, really smooth. You do want to just keep them stun locked. So yep, and then you just work on BB-8. I do like taking BB-8 out, especially while he's stunned, just because his assists can be super annoying. So, and then at this point, it's just absolutely downhill. Poe can do absolutely nothing to your team, and he just dies. And C-3PO runs away. So overall, key points that you're trying to do. Stun Rey. Keep Rey stunned. All in with Hux on Finn. Kill Finn as much as possible. I did swipe on Rey because she was stunned, so it's double ramping for SLKR, and then it still does damage on Finn. All in with Hux to kill Finn, and then from there you keep Rey stunned as long as possible to kill her. And the problem is most people would try to go all in on Rey, and Finn can keep her healed enough that they can generate enough turn meter, and then she'll take a turn where she'll use her ult. You'll have to ult in response, and then you just like get the 1 star. So if you're looking for a reliable way to beat this without ult, or to beat this 3 stars, it's a lot easier if I would have ulted, right? I can stun whoever I want. I ramp damage more. It is a lot easier to use that ult. But this strategy does not require ult whatsoever. Easy 3 stars. So let's jump into the game and see what my characters and mods look like. All right, so the characters I used, as you saw, was SLKR, Crew, Sith Trooper, General Hux, First Order Officer. You don't need Stormtrooper, you don't need Phasma, you don't need these other guys. There are variations that I have 3-starred with Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma with ult, and it's pretty easier. You just like pump turn meter, and then you just keep Rey stunned like that. You get to ult, and you can generate enough damage to get the win really reliably. But sometimes if you just play this, you can lose with ult or whatever. It's just a really annoying fight. So if you look at my SLKR, I have you can note I do have a defense set here. And I do have like tons of defense on this mod. I do believe defense overall is better, like to have high armor than it is to have health, but Rey does true damage most of the time with Whirlwind and her ult, so you know armor doesn't really affect it. It's just my SLKR is kind of like a jack of all trades, so I go with armor. If you look at my mods of why I don't have a health, a lot of people have health, a health set and a speed set. That's perfectly fine, no issues with that. So I have 126,000 health, over 582 speed. I do have a crit damage triangle. That crit damage triangle is really important. I would say the speed isn't like incredibly important either. It is nice to like keep her stunned and everything, but if you have like 550, 560, I'm sure that's probably fine. And then just over 10,000 damage. So not crazy damage. He ramps though quite beautifully. So it works out well. All right, so crew. My crew mods are a little weird. If you see, I modded them a really long time, and I modded them specifically to survive the assault battle for CT3, and I just haven't gotten around to like remodding him. Honestly, he does what I need him to do. He's perfectly fine. Maybe one day when I build like a Seer Junda team, I'm gonna want to upgrade his mods to get him better. But currently, he sits around 80k health, 241 speed, and what 73.5% armor is what I have him at. And I do have a crit avoidance arrow on him. So I feel like just for that CT3 assault battle, it works out well. He survives, and I was able to do it. But that's the mods. Again, pretty irregular. You can just go like full health and then health, 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 and it'll be just fine. But I'm really lacking on health sets, so like look, defense. I haven't even looked at this, to be completely honest. These mods are not good. All right, but it works. It works. Like very approachable crew. I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to him. So this is where it gets a little weird, or some people may say unrealistic. But I have a relic 7 for Leviathan on my Sith Trooper. So it does have a little more. I would say still possible with relic 5. His speed doesn't matter. I do have a crit damage triangle, and I do have over 10k damage because I have offense here, crit damage, offense, and health here. And then I try to get as much like offense as I can. Not much. He mostly has pilot mods for just because he's a pilot, but good offense overall, and he assists so much his speed doesn't matter. So I just have full offense on him. Next we have Hux. So 282 speed, his health, all the other stats don't matter. 282, it's okay. Nothing too crazy. Still relic 5, 67k health, 56k protection. And then first order officer, I do have my first order officer a little faster, so I have him at 287. Same thing, just some survivability. The big thing with first order officer and Hux is you want first order officer to be faster than Hux, so mine's like 5 speed faster. Then it just so that you can get that poke swipe swipe, or poke swipe poke in this case if you need it. But that's the mods, that's the team, that's the set. If you guys have any questions, concerns, let me know. But overall, this was super reliable for me. I was able to do it with reliably beat at 3 stars. I didn't use my ult. I wanted to make a point of not using my ult, just to show that this can be done. SLKR doesn't gain anything from having an ult, so it's not like he gets you know, extra anything until he actually like pops that ult. So it's not like a Jabba where, you know, you get that ult and then you start pumping out a bunch of more thermals. So essentially, if you don't use it, it's the same as not having it. So that's why I wanted to show that, like, hey, this is possible to 3-star without an ult. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.